Hey guys, it's Aggie K, and I'm driving back from the airport, so I thought I would hop on and do a live. I'm not going to look in the camera, and I'm not going to look at the comments, but I wanted to share this video since I have some time to chat right now, and I was thinking about this on my drive and thought I would just turn on the live and share. It took me 5 years to do this. To do what? To get myself to the place where I could charge what I'm currently charging. It took me 5 years roughly online to get to that place, and it didn't need to have taken me that long. If I had done the mindset work that I, for example, do with my clients, that my coach did with me, that my mentors did with me, where I really buckled down and spent like a good year and a half doing hardcore mindset work, I would have gotten there a lot faster. And I'll tell you what happened for me, because I think this might be helpful for you guys to hear out there. If you keep hearing stuff like, or if you keep having the experience of attracting people who can't afford you, attracting people who always like need lower rates, like you can't seem to get ahead because you can't attract people who have more money to spend, who can afford the services that you have to offer. And for me, and what I have found in my experience with, having talked to thousands of people at this point about that, whether it's like a pay raise or someone switching from, hours for time to retainers to, raising your rates and starting to attract the people who can really afford you, this is a self-worth and self-esteem issue. I was building my self-esteem online despite the fact that I had been a therapist for 10 years in private practice. I didn't have the confidence level to be able to command the kind of prices that I command now. And I could not just go from zero to charging, $2,000 or $3,000 a client, because I didn't have the self-worth in place to do that. I didn't. And what would happen is I would try, and then my inner child, my self-worth, my self-esteem would start to freak out and tumbleweed. Nobody would come, or I'd be attracting people who continually couldn't afford my services, and I couldn't make the jump. So I would make more incremental, like I would start somewhere where I could, where I felt like I could get that price, and then I would go up a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then I would have certain plateaus where I would be like stuck at a certain rate for a while, and I couldn't break through it because there was mindset work to do. And it took me so long to do that because I was building my self-worth. I was building my self-esteem. I was looking at all these shadow places where I was deeply afraid of being worthy. I was deeply afraid of life being that easy because went against every root chakra belief I had and I had grown up with. So what had to happen for me was a slow, incremental build to that place where I could command those prices. And I don't regret anything. Of course, it was all really good experience and taught me a lot. But if I could go back and do anything and save any of you watching some time, it would be to do the mindset work of feeling worthy for the money versus trying to get the money in the door immediately. And so lowering the prices, lowering my prices so I could just get people in the door, get people in the door, get people in the door. If I were to turn back time and do it differently and save myself a lot of time and save myself a lot of struggle, and make way more money in that time, I would have just done the mindset. Sorry guys, someone's calling in, so I may have to continue this a little bit later. But I would have, really, I could have expanded much faster. So I'm going to wrap it up. But maybe this needs a part 2, but just think about it. I really didn't believe that mindset work would get me there. I really, truly on a core level thought I have to do for this to change. And of course there is inevitably an element of doing and action, but if you've already done that and you have your stuff in place and you have, a certain level of mastery in what you do, you can start commanding the type of price. If other people are doing what you're doing and you're sitting around going like, I do the same thing and I should be able to charge that too, then that's a mindset issue. So that would have gotten me there faster. I would have expanded much, much faster if I had done it that way. And I really didn't know. I really did not that I didn't know, I did not trust and I did not have the experience of mindset work being able to do it for me. Hey, Simone. Guys, check out Simone for all your life insurance needs, okay? She's my girl. She's got the goods. But I wish I had taken more time to trust the mindset process. That would have gotten me so much faster, because I believed it, but I believed it only to a certain level, and that was the level of my income that I kept making. And if I had wanted to bypass that and get there faster, I should have just worked on my mindset and really deeply trusted in the mindset work. And that's the hardest part, especially if you're trying to do it alone and your ego's like, I can figure this out. I can figure this out. I can figure this out. And meanwhile, you're making no money, not enough money, still struggling. So let me move this thing so you guys can see me. So I really had to double down on my belief systems that this really did work, that this really was going to work. And now anytime I'm facing like an income level leap, now I know, okay, I need to, invest in my coaching. I need to double down on how much mindset work I'm doing for myself and keep going in and keep looking for where's the resistance and keep doing the mindset work to save yourself the time. It took me 5 years to really get that the mindset work really, and I'm a mindset coach and I saw it work for other people, right? I saw other people doing it. My clients continually doing it, continually having major successes, and me just sort of a little bit of a bump, as much as I thought my self-esteem could take or my self-worth could stand, because then it got scary again. So I do a bump up and then plateau for a bit, and a little bump up and plateau for a bit. That whole scene of people aren't paying me what I want, or I keep attracting people who can't afford me is a reflection of your mindset. Has nothing to do with anything else but your mindset. Of that, I am 100% sure. Has nothing to do with how it looks, has nothing to do with the strategy, the funnels. This has nothing to do with anything besides your mindset around money, around what you think you're worth. And it's scary. For some people, they can go from 0 to charging 5,000. Some people are just so aligned for that and their soul is ready for that. Their ego is ready for that. And for me, my self-esteem was my self-worth, my inner child was really freaked out by that. It felt like more responsibility. It felt like I owe them so much. It felt like, who am I? It felt like way out of my league, all of those things. And that's all mindset work. That's all stuff you can change. You don't have to keep believing that crap. And that's what will, make everything happen faster. So put that in your little brain tonight and make a decision to really get hardcore about your mindset work so you can change things, and it will happen so much faster. You don't have to wait like I did and incrementally go over a 5-year period to get to the income that you want to be making. You can do it much faster. And the more you change and the faster you change and the more you do it, the easier it gets, right? The more comfortable your brain gets with change, with like with constant change, with constant challenge, with that feeling of being untethered that I was talking about in my earlier live, of that feeling of being in the flow, of that feeling of like, wow, things are so good all the time. And that is really intense for some people. You know, it was certainly intense for me, and it still can be. Like, I put up a workshop and it's like half full, you know, a day later, and I'm like, holy crap, like, this is my life. And I have to tap through some of that stuff sometimes because it can be scary. It can be like, wow, like the idea that I could manifest whatever I choose is kind of, you know, rubbing the lamp of the genie. When you really start to feel like that, you start to wonder, why am I not doing it more? And why am I so scared of that? And why is it so scary when things are so good? And why is it scary when I'm getting what I want? Because the truth is, the ball and chain, whatever your version of the ball and chain is, keeps you grounded. It keeps you grounded and it keeps you safe. And for many, 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 many people, the vibration of comfort and love is also the vibration of stuckness, is also the vibration of, you know, heaviness, is also the vibration of obligation, is also the vibration of doing for others and not for myself. So you really got to check in. And my dad is disappearing as I'm doing this live, so I'm going to hang up. Guys, I hope this was helpful. Thanks so much for watching. And if you have comments, let me know in the thread. Share, like, love. But this is truly like what I want for you is like, don't spend that time. We ain't got that kind of time. YOLO, right? Like, we need to make this money now. We don't have a million years to get there. So do the mindset work now and do it with me. I have workshops coming up, New York and Orlando. Check it out on my page, and DM me if you have any questions. Got a couple one-on-one spots opening up as well soon, like in a couple weeks. So let me know. Mwah. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.